Mountain Country 94.5. We've got a very special guest in the studio today, and of course he's going to be running for House District Seat 129, Steve Earles. Steve, how you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing really good, Jeff. Glad to be here.
I tell you what, this is going to be a very important election because, first of all, people around this area and really across the whole United States are very upset about what's going on in the political scene. And I understand that you're going to try to do something different.
I am. Thanks for having me this morning. I'm going to try to represent this area in a way to reflect the anger, the frustration that people have, and to show people on the state level, and if I can relay that message to Washington through my voice in the General Assembly representing District 129, Harris, Troup, and part of Muskogee County, that we're not going to stand for this. We're going to protect what we have in our conservative roots and fight any type of socialism movement coming our way.
Well, you know, the thing is right now, I think most people want a candidate that, first of all, they can talk to. Number two, somebody that's got the experience of being a small business person, has worked with people, understands the political machine that causes so many problems, and is willing to take it on.
Well, you know, Jeff, I've worked since I was 14. I started in the cotton mills in LaGrange, and I have worked ever since then. I have earned everything on my own. I took out my own college loans and paid that back, $35 a month for 8 years. I have 3 degrees from Georgia Southern College, Columbus State, and Blue Cliff College. I've got experience in running a small business, and people say, well, small business, what does that mean? But basically it means I know how to make money with the right way of dealing with people as employees. I understand what it takes to do that. I understand what it means to have a family. I am a proud father of 3 grown sons and a lovely wife, Cindy. We have airline careers from the Atlanta area, and I moved back to this area, bought property about 15 years ago. I have 3 beautiful granddaughters, and one of those granddaughters we adopted from one of my sons who is a Marine. So I know what it takes as far as sacrifices. I understand what people are going through, and I think I can show you how to show Georgia and the state capitol dome and Washington what it takes to stand on our own and not ask for handouts from Washington.
Well, now, on top of that, you've done a lot of work locally, like with the Liberty Bell Pool. This is a historic place, and this year the government decided to shut it down.
They did. Unfortunately, the government does not see things the way we see it. As local citizens, they don't understand the heritage and the history of this pool. Built by men in 1938 to 1940, plowed up by mules for $1 a day. The CCC workers built this with hard sweat by hand, cutting rock. I've interviewed these men. I was asked 7 years ago to take over this pool as a private contractor. I did so. We cleaned it up. We brought it back as a family place to come. It has been the most popular place for swimming in the 5 county areas. It's the only public pool open for public swimming, and unfortunately with a new law requiring different drains, the state saw fit not to provide the money and asked me to pay for this as a private contractor. I just could not live with that decision, being state park property, and part of my campaign is to make Atlanta understand how important it is for local decisions and local money generated by our local state park and the Roosevelt State Park as well as others to keep it local, to make us self-dependent, and to leave us alone, basically.
Let me ask you a personal question. Why do you think it's important this time in our political history to be a real Christian?
Well, our faith, being a Christian faith, is the only one that's ever attacked. The other faiths are always defended, and we can't say anything about the other faiths. With all due respect, I'm tolerant of anyone's faith, whether or not you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, atheist, but I'm not going to back down from my faith. I believe, and my faith is what it's done in my life as a born-again Christian, and I think it's important to stand up to that and let people know that Christ's death on the cross was a gift to us, and I'm not going to back down for that. I'm not going to be ashamed of it.
Well, you know, it looks like in today's politics especially, we're looking for people with principles. We're not looking for people that come from a long law chain necessarily, because it seems like the lawyers have done nothing but provide good things for themselves, and you come from a working man's background. You understand the situation, and I would say from all indications you are a workhorse, not a show horse.
That's absolutely correct, Jeff, and I will not take large contributions from outside lobbyists that have concerns and issues that they want to run their own platform and have projects done in other areas that don't impact us. I just take small donations from people that care about what they think. I've worked hard all my life. I have not been supported by other interests or family interests that encourage me to do something. I believe in what I'm doing, and I never do something halfway. I know all the people around the Pine Mountain area can tell you that. So I'm looking forward to representing the people well. I am always accessible either by phone or email from the website www.steveearles.com, and my name is spelled a little bit different. You spell it Earles. You can always call me at my home or my cell number, but just look me up on the website, look at my platform and my issues and my beliefs, and I would just be very happy to come talk to any group or individual at any time about this.
Well, I appreciate that. The election is going to be held November 3rd, and it's for House District 129. It looks like it could be the same old political gang if we don't make a change.
If we don't make a change, you're going to be controlled by someone from the Columbus area, basically, or someone basically out of touch with what is important in our area. They may not represent the homeowner, the family person, the local farm person that wants to hold on and has worked their whole life to try to make a name for themselves and not make a name for someone else.
Steve, let me ask you another question. Why do you personally want to do this?
I believe everyone has a purpose in their life. I've come that from my faith and my research, and I prayed and thought about this about 5 months ago. I spoke with others about this and got a lot of strong encouragement and support from this, and our momentum is growing. I'm getting support and calls and pat on the backs and people that just quite frankly surprise me. And I really think it is time for something new and fresh to get into the dome at the Capitol and make a difference. And I want to represent the people here, not someone else. I'll support everybody in our district, including the Muskogee, Troup, Harris County area, but not outside interest, and I will not stand for Washington to come in to try to intrude with socialism.
We certainly appreciate you coming by, spending some time with us today. You can contact Steve Earles. Check his website out. That's www.steveearles.com. And, of course, the election again is going to be November 3rd. It's Georgia House District 129, and Steve Earles would like your vote. And, by the way, you can vote early, and that will be what date, Steve?
Early voting starts September 21st at your local courthouse. Otherwise, you can vote at your precinct on November 3rd. Polls will open at 7 a.m. November 3rd, and you can vote early starting Monday, September 21st at your local courthouse.